Alright, Jeffrey life for more. Took an ages to get there. Let's play C4, the English. Wonder if they're live. Is their life? Or D6. Could turn into anything here. I mean, I could play D4 and see if he plays D5. Let's play easy G3. This has the ability to turn into a Catalan at some point. So this setup often does indicate that they might snipe my pawn and keep it, which is very rude, if you ask me. I mean, I probably don't need to worry about that, but I'll play like without any risks. I guess I could play B3, Queen F6, Knight here, D5, Knight there. I mean, that double fianchetto is a little too much. I'll play Queen C4 because I wanted to play it for some reason. Not that the Queen is doing much here, but on the other hand, they have built a pyramid here. Then, I mean, the Knight can't really get anywhere from this road, so we'll just block the bishop, get ready to castle. Also support D4. My plan is in some kind of like a D4, knight here, E4. Castle first though. Safety first. If I play knight here, then they can always snipe my pawn, which I feel like they will do. That's why I played Queen C2. So I just don't want to deal with this. I guess technically I could have always gotten it back. So, do we do something with this bishop before we move the knight here? Because I don't know what it would do here. Here it's a diagonal, but I mean some kind of a... I don't think I can get them to actually take with the c-pawn. Yeah, I think I'll go with my plan. If you don't... there's also the option. Here I should probably halt, because this is the last moment. It's a little less good here, but like b3 and try to trade the dark squared bishops, which he has a real crappy light squared bishop. I mean, I should probably start to think about like they will take here. Maybe, well, that hangs the pawn though. It's not so easy to get this guy out here, is it? How else he could do it? Like takes and c5. e5 is not really likely. c5 is covered by few. Doesn't really fix the light squared problem, but it gives him some space. Anyhow, I'll just do this. Also, we can now, if I do this, I can also take with the knight if this happens. c5. I guess he could play c5 instantly too, but what else? What else? Queen moves. If, well, I'm not sure what he could do that is so innocent that doesn't do anything, and I could play for. Like he has to do a move. It's somehow sad. But it's very solid, like a little turtle there. I have to find a big rock and crack its shell somehow. Well, now that is tempting. I don't know if... I guess it would support e5 at some point. Also some squares for the knight or the bishop to drop back and open this stuff up. E4, d takes, knight takes, queen takes, knight comes here. I've discovered, well, I can retreat back and don't worry about this dropping. Queen c2 seems like a square. Then he can't play e5 if Bell is there. I guess he could play takes c5. Anyhow, what am I pretending? I'm gonna play it anyways. Like they say in the good books. Move first, think later. Now my bishop is free. Still I don't know why would I put it there. But it's free. So I don't know if this is actually like a mistake. It's a move I've done in similar structures a lot of times, but the knight's not real. It is covering the d5 against some push from white side. But on the other hand, it's not supporting any kind of a pawn breaks here. So my queen is, I think, c2 because there is a rook here. I don't want to drop it to e2. I think seems at least quite logical to drop it back here. Not sure I want to drop it here either because of then making the pawn breaks even more promising with the pinned d pawn to a queen. This side looks horrible. Yeah, let's stop pretending again and just move. Like some moves I know I'm gonna move them, but somehow I feel like I have to go through the motions. It's probably a good habit to still try to find an alternatives, but somehow it already looked like queen c2 is going to be played very far back. Alright, so our queens are now lined up. So takes does not work. Not that I was gonna bang d5 anyhow. So now question. I mean, we could move some innocent move like rook d1. That looks pretty natural. But question. Bishop. Here, hit the queen. Here, like a, not really a pin, but it's there, out of the way. We could go here and defend d4 more. I don't know, maybe look here, but he can still play c5. I was thinking also b3 and putting it here. I did talk earlier about this plan, which I rejected for I don't know what reason. I saw it, I mentioned it, but then it was gone. Can also play b6 and put the bishop there and then play c5. We could, like, if I go here, I could get the bishops traded. I assume. I mean, of course they could move the queen, but is that in my benefit? They are struggling with space. So trades help the guy with less space, but technically he has just about enough space. He plays there and puts the bishop there, and everybody has a home. I don't know, seems tempting. Not sure it is, but it is tempting though. I'll do it. I mean, it would be also tempting to play b3 and put it there, and then it might open up towards the king if they... But that's pretty much hindsight. So, I mean, I went there with the purpose of trading. I mean, I guess I could go there, but are we really? Bishop e7. Technically, I would get the free bishop g5, which is probably not much of a move. We could also put it here in a way that if takes, I'll take with a pawn, and then the knight kind of has to go away, and I don't know, we could threaten some mates. I guess the downside is if he undermines me on c5 anyways. I was gonna say I'll go there, c5, take. Guess I could also just leave it there after c5 and play the, I don't know, some rook somewhere. My idea was somehow like take, go here. Again, I'm not forcing him to take. What? I'll annoy him a little bit. I'll annoy him. Assume this is gonna happen. Of course, they could play b6 too. I also, well, not sure I wanna play c5 ever, but okay. Also, I'm not sure I can play it because he's gonna play one of these moves. I don't think he's gonna take and get the annoying e5 pawn there, because that's as a defender, e5 is always an annoying pawn for knight f6, and then we get all kinds of attacks. Also, we could somehow like maneuver the knight there and there, if I don't somehow hang the pawn. But that's probably a threat he can't ignore and take my pawn. Still think c5. Oh, they're threatening to take the knight. I did not even see that move. I just wanted to solidify my bishop there. Am I gonna take the knight if opportunity comes? Double their pawns. Then they are left with the bishop pair. They could drop the bishop back here to defend. Not easy to actually attack the king side. Pawn is covering squares. The bishop drops back here and here. Okay, did not expect that. Now I could play the knight there. Does he have to play g6? f4? Crazy? It's a crazy plan. It's a crazy plan. A plan so crazy it might just work. I mean, f5 is of course a possibility, but that has some big risks attached to. Alright, I'll go here. Maybe I'll bang it f4 here. If f6, I'll take here. But I assume this has to be played. f5 is the... I guess the knight could also go here. Defend that way. Don't weaken the pawn structure. Alright, that's what they did. Okay, so now this is not defended anymore. I could bang f4. Threaten to maybe push this. If I had them d4 protected, I could take, go here and jump. Take, play c5, bring the knight to d6, which I assume is at least annoying. Not sure I do much there, but at least annoying. But d4 hangs. I could go here. Then we are f4. Can't, well, of course he can pin me, but then I can go back. It's a bit risky, but whatever, man. Whatever. f6 also weakens his sides here. I could have maybe gone there to hit this guy third time. Now I see this move. Not sure it was that efficient anyways, but it was a move. So if f6, I have to take. They'll take hit my pawn. I probably have to come back here. I don't think I want to sack the d4. Knight d4. I kind of want to sack it, but I can't justify it in my head. So I don't have enough time to go full stupid or think about too much nonsense. c5 looks like a move. I don't know, I'll probably bring a rook here. Which one? We should probably think about it. If c5, do we need the rook behind the f-pawn? Are we gonna ram this through? Because I don't think it actually goes anywhere. We have a kind of like a mini Maroczy bind going here. Like a semi-backwards pawn. Not really, but kind of. And the pawns that bind it down. So here, I don't, do we need the other rook on c file anyways? Okay, he does not do it. Now I could bang this here. We lose this square, well, this square horribly. But now the knight is not coming there because it's there. I guess like it has a hard time getting to d5. Queen's not that well placed there. Of course, I also have a hard time getting there. I'll do it. Trying to, well, I guess he could go here too at some point. I was going to say that I want to play against the bishop a little bit. I guess he can also, if he takes, there's one less attacker there too, so e5 might become a thing. I don't know, they probably should not take. I could also take with the queen and go to an endgame. Perhaps. I'm not sure about this move. Alright, they do not take. Well, we could go with support our pawns. Of course, I made a big backwards pawn there. Now that I think about it, it is probably true. He did take away pressure of this guy, so we could try to swing the knight there and there and there, which still looks annoying. I'll do it. I'll do it. Takes away one guy from here too, so e5 might become a thing, but I don't know if I care. They might take a few times and open the f file. Have a checkeroni here. Now we also, now that I think about it, what I didn't notice, we are kind of maybe threatening to take here and take here. Of course, d4 is no longer protected, which is annoying. Which I should probably have paid more attention to, because I can defend it easily once. But if he attacks it twice, I'd have to go back. So we could go back to this side, but the knight is kind of getting sidelined on b3. Not that it would do much on f3 either. The knight wants to be free. Let it go there. All right. I do not mind. I mean, there is a harassment move here, but then I get a tempo on the bishop. And this is now covering this guy. Of course, I did take the pawn of the rook of the f-file. So I don't know, maybe this comes more tempting. It's also undefended piece, but at the moment I can't really fork it. This would be the fork square. This is not a fork square because bishop just takes me, but I mean, if he would play e5 and open the queen up, the king up. But yeah, this is not a fork. Well, I can also maybe push past it. Or take once and then push past it, because takes is a fork. Well, it is very dangerous fork to actually take there. Because again, I've played f4. I feel like I've lately been doing f4 too much. Alright, so they are just like saying no. You do not come there. Of course, that makes a big hole here. Also, it does allow me to take there and there. They can take with the queen, hit the pawn. I mean, we could use this side, get the bishop queen here. I have a backwards pawn here. If the knight could like jump around there. Doesn't look too promising. Alright, I'll bring the knight back here. Or here, but at the moment that's well covered and this I can't open up easy. But this at least puts pressure on here, and now this is covered. I mean, he could maybe bring the knight there or there. Cover this. Question become also I did block this, so this is no longer a threat. I should probably have considered that a little more. I rejected it based pretty lightly. Based on like dirty takes. Check. That's about it. Alright, so he goes to this side, covers this square. This side he is not getting the knight to here though. Not sure he's gonna be able to sack there. We could just go there, let him take, and stick the rook there. I mean, this is not like if I could play this, I could start with b4. Then if rook comes there or somebody, I'll stick the knight there. If takes, and stick the rook there. Is that enough? I go faster. Knight here. Takes. Takes. We're on the pawn. We have one covering this guy. So I can maybe go there too. Both look actually pretty tempting. Go there, there. And it's not easy somehow, like he could bring the... It would probably be fine if they could somehow swing the bishop to this side. To d5, but they can't. So I want to play this, I want to play that. And we could take and take, but again now it's gonna be a check if I ever take. Bang, bang. He takes. Ooh. Are they gonna trade the queens? We don't have to take though. I could just swing here. Threaten this. Queen here. I'll take it. Or take it. Well, I don't know. I'll allow the trade. If they trade, they trade. Still looks like a tempting. I mean, also I can take the queen, take the c6 and fork them. So they couldn't go there actually. Now that I think about life a little better. Well, this is my outpost. Still possible. I could play b4. I could again take. Is that enough? Maybe. I mean, this just looks miserable for black. Do I have enough to win? Who knows? I mean, this is probably gonna go somewhere around here. So we could play this. We could take. Is that a good square for the pawn? Well, then he could also defend this more, so I don't win it. So I could take. He gets rid of the stinky bishop though. I'm up a pawn in the rook endgame. Let's try to maintain some control. Is that a good idea? Who knows? Remove that. It's a bit of a target there, sure. Where does this rook go? Yeah, some problems. That's a one problem. I could also maybe swing the rook up here. It's also a problem for them. Let's do it instantly. Guess he could go there. I could win one pawn if he goes and defends it by taking, forking. But again, it's a c pawn, isolated pawn. My king's a bit far away and there could be like some chops, win the a pawn, come under the c pawn. Hell, could maybe chop the h pawn there and still get under the c pawn. I don't know where, depends where my king runs from the checks. I'm not sure I want to go to outside into obscurity. I don't know, I think I should have actually used this rook. Get it into the game, man. I mean, we can perhaps... Alright. Maybe they are trying to swing the bishop there and there. That is a free pawn though. I mean, there's no point of actually going there and defending this square. I could do it. Rook b1, rook b8, takes, 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 check, king here, check, very unpleasant. King here, even the bishop is a problematic piece. Okay, I'll take it, whatever, man. Yeah, my idea now is to actually ignore the bishop and just go rooks to the 7th rank. It's nice bishop there, sure. It doesn't defend backwards. So I think they have to somehow stop me from entering. He did not. Well, this seems completely winning. I'm gonna win a lot of pawns and get a lot of checks. We can check, 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 threaten mates, maybe come back to cover this. I don't know, take a tier at some point. I'm up already a pawn. Think I'm gonna win one pawn. He has to go here. This is mate. I'm gonna get a second pawn. I'm gonna get a check. King f8. Only thing I have to calculate is there a way to checkmate him in there is the mating pattern here and push the, that's one move, two moves, three moves. He's gonna take there. I'll take here. There. I'll play h5. Rook comes here, threatens mate. That's a bit of a bummer. Time to play h6 and force mate, defend this rook and force a mate. I mean, of course I can always like trade one of the rooks there. I don't get mated. But are we winning though? Are we winning though? I don't know. I'll take here. If he now takes here, I'll take here with check. So he has to probably take there. Wait. He has to take here, right? And then I was thinking I was gonna push that, but it's not so easy. I'll push the pawn. I have a lot of passed pawns around here. He has one protected one. I'll remove that. If he does like rook b8, I'm just gonna push c7. I can catch that one with the king. Assume he can go there, but I start to push the h pawn. Can he bring the king here or swing the rook there? I guess I can also put the rook there and start to push them. Push my a pawn. Let's push the a pawn once. Here. Okay, I'll go. Oh, he's actually maybe threatening to go this side though. I'm actually messing this up. Should I have gone here? I'm kind of messing this up, aren't I? Okay, let's push there. His rook's kind of immobilized, isn't it? He can go there and there, but maybe I can play... Here I win, right? Because I promote He has to take with the king and then I win the rook, right? Can't take with the rook. So that's what I meant by rook's immobilized. That was I don't know, I like that game kind of a lot. Alright, let's turn off the... Oh, let's let the stock fishy analysis be there. Alright, so assume the plan is like, yeah, the most played move here is the takes. And they are ready to play b5 to hang on. I mean, I guess knight here, but is there queen d4 there? Covering this, hitting my knight. I might have to go back. Yeah. So queen c2, not an uncommon move, just defend. Knight f3, bishop e7, castles, castles. d4, knight b d7, b6 also is somehow like, try to get that bishop out. b6, still the move. This is not the move. It has been played by decently strong players. And by decently, I mean a lot stronger than me. So this is pretty standard looking thing. Chop, 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 chop. Knight f6. Here I'm not sure about the knight f6. But yeah, even computer gives it a question mark. Even it looks so natural. You just want to do it. But look at this. From 0.6 to 1.4. Just because you get a tempo on the queen. Hooray. But the knight does absolutely nothing there. Except like hinders the d5 push a little bit. But here it would be supporting breaks. Computer wants to actually do e5 break, which I'm not sure. How does that work? Because that seems to be a lot of defenders there. But whatever, man. How does this work? I'm gonna ask the machine because I can't figure this out. Wants to take with the knight, which looks a bit risky. Bishop c5, sacks a pawn. Guess maybe, I don't know. Maybe just pin my f pawn so I can't defend there. If I play king here, queen d4. And again, I guess I could play f4. Bishop e6. It's this guy, I can't play there. Bishop or queen or the bishop is gonna be there. Okay, that is deep. Black is somehow better. I was kind of thinking maybe they're gonna play the d5 break. And then I can't play this then, because then this suddenly actually becomes a fork kind of a situation. I don't know, rook d1 says the game's played here. Natural, but often a positional mistake in this kind of a pawn structure. Where your bishop is locked in. I feel like it might be even a mistake in some structures where black has brought out the bishop, but or blind squared bishop and traded it somewhere away. I don't know. You don't really need a break there though. Unless you want some files to work with. Don't quote me on that one. But here I feel like the breaks are needed. And the knight would support them there. Chop chop. That's actually good. My alternative was to fight this with I don't know, stop. I don't have to take, I can just bring the bishop there and not develop the bishop like this. But fight against the c5 break by getting an active bishop here, which makes sense. But I thought this is cute. Doesn't really like this, but thought that's cute. Knight is kind of good there. This was actually a good move. Here I was expecting this. Let's see what computer says. Chop, chop, queen c3. If this comes here, fe1, h6, knight f3, b6, knight e5, bishop b7, b4. Can't play c5. We might get some kind of similar bind going on. But at least this knight would be instantly coming to d5 too. Of course the bishop is sad boy. Alright. There, f4. I did regret f4 though, but queen c3 covered this way was better. Fine. Yeah, this cost me a lot of weaknesses. It did kind of pay out though. Wait, why did we go into some sideline? f6, takes, come back. b6, all our best moves. Even this is not criticized at all. I don't know, maybe they should have kept the queen on d7. Keep an eye on d4. I don't know. I'll probably bring the rook there then. Of course it's more natural probably there, but does not like that move. Queen d1. I don't know, this is probably not gonna be much. I'll go there, attack the bishop, they have to move it anywhere. Then we try to sneak the knight there. Anyways, this worked out fine. Does not mind that I jumped there instantly. Is b4 okay, which was my alternative? Yeah, it's fine too. Okay, d8. Still does not jump. There's some prep moves here. Okay, c1, h6, a4. He has the patience of an elephant. Then he jumps there. Finally. Does not even take. I guess it doesn't really make sense to take. But then you have to somehow fix this. But if you take, then I get this outpost here. I don't know, which is more annoying to live. This or what happened in the game. Queen takes, fine, fine, fine. Okay, here I was thinking that I'll just go here and let the pawn live. Okay, b8. Queen c3, I don't understand. I would probably play here. c4, oh, and then maybe go for the b pawn. And I can't play b3 anymore. Yeah, it's probably best to actually take then. Yeah, this looks really sad. This is fine. Takes. But here I did not wanna, well... I don't know if I could have actually taken at some point there. Like here I could probably have cashed in. Let's see, instantly half my advantage goes away. Okay, the rook's still good. If I do stuff like this, rook e8 does not even care about this. It just wants some activity with the rooks. And now suddenly maybe this kind of stuff starts to become a counterplay. So computer wants to play there, give up the a-pawn. Okay, random check here first. Assume rook f2 is the next here, just to have some cover of the second rank. Seems okay. But that I wanted to avoid, like snack a pawn too early and get him some counterplay. Yeah, that's a nice plan, but it does not cover this, so wonder if he had to do rook here, and I'll just take apparently, and take another pawn. Gives me a check. This stuff is annoying though, of course. Computer doesn't care about the H pawn. Doesn't even care about this guy. Takes away the bishop. Take it. What do I need with these guys for? There's the winning pawn. Makes sense. Here I think the computer showed this is the best, but it's still bad. So if I now go in rook d1, rook d2, and I lose the bishop because I can't go. And this is not gonna lead anywhere. No mate. No fate. Okay, there's another pattern. Let's see how the game continues went. Here I was thinking about check. And then taking. And then h4. It's not giving away my advantage. Somehow I thought this is already here though. Oh wait, this is what I was, yeah, I was one tempo short. This is the mating pattern, but that's a mate threat. Here I was thinking that I could maybe do that, and we're still up few pawns. That's dangerous, but like a rook here, my king is cut on the second rank. I wonder if this is so winning as the computer shows it's completely winning. Like here, rook c8, king here, c6. Oh, I see. He can't take it, of course, because king has no time to run away from the checks from here or here. And promotion, yeah, okay. And if he has to hang around there, we'll just push and, I don't know, push and bring king somewhere. King f1, king e1. I'm just gonna see how he wins this. Oh, sorry. Probably should not hang the rook there. Let's say he sticks the rook there. King e1. Ridiculous. Can we somehow bring the king there? Rook c3, king d2, queen here. How is this gonna get through though? I don't see how this gets me anywhere. Qu'est-ce que chez moi? I have to do this, and go with the pawn here. Really? You want to sack the c pawn and go for this pawn? I mean, I assume that also wins, but isn't there some clean way to bang here? Probably not. I mean, maybe we should be a little closer to the truth here. Oh, then d4. This is kind of nonsense. I'm just looking at tension and it's annoying me a lot. Like, it's not doing anything. What's my winning plan? Can I now do this? Isn't this dangerous? Finally. Okay, nonsense, but whatever. Yeah, ignore that. That never happened. Yeah, here I thought it was easier than it was, maybe. I think he has to go here. Even threatens to go here and traps my rook. So I think I have to waste our time covering this square. Then he can move his rook away. King f2. Of course he can't move the take here because that's not going. And he can't go back here because I have the same tactics, promotions and win the rook. So that kind of sucks for Team Black. I can just like do anything here. I can go eat this pawn. Maybe here. Threaten to go here. Force this guy back. Maybe play g5. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Stalemate trick. Horrible. It's still fine, but like we win everything, but yeah. Oh, that was horrible. Anyways, yeah. This rook can't move and I just promote and win. Alright, that was that. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Ciao, ciao.